Welcome back, Minties. This is Omar and Amanda, and today's segment is
Reviews in a Flash.
And this segment is brought to you by
Darkstar 916.
Thank you very much, Darkstar. We're going to be talking about West Coast Avengers. This is Kelly Thompson's run on West Coast Avengers. It's kind of sad because her Hawkeye got canceled, America Chavez comic got canceled, and Gwenpool got canceled. So everybody was really excited about West Coast Avengers. This is the first trade paperback. It is called Best Coast. I believe the retail price of this is $16.99. Collecting issues 1 through 4. A Young Avengers Presents issue featuring Hawkeye and Gwenpool one shot.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the synopsis of this because there's only 4 issues. This shouldn't take very long.
So basically,
spoiler free, by the way.
So yeah, we're not going to get into the main plot points of this. Very spoiler free, and it is rated teen plus.
Yes.
So,
in case you were wondering.
In case you're wondering what the rating is for this one. So basically, the synopsis of this story is Kate Bishop, our Hawkeye, and
Hawkeye.
Clint
Barton. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, our main Hawkeye in this story, I guess, is trying to reform the West Coast Avengers, and she has her boyfriend Johnny, who's Fuse. She has her friend America Chavez already, and so they're looking for some other candidates.
Yeah.
And Clint Barton's also here as Hawkeye as well. He's more of like their mentor, helping the team along.
Plays like the dad role instead of the big brother role. And this is off the heels of her series because both Fuse and his sister are from her series.
Yes.
But you don't have to read her series to enjoy this because Amanda didn't.
Yes, I did not. Yeah, but I still got most of the references, still understand the basic plot points. So they obviously are looking for some new members. They do an open call. There's a few funny scenes of different people with different powers or not really powers. Right. And they settle on Quentin Quire, which is Kid Omega
from Wolverine and the X-Men and Grant Morrison's new X-Men run.
And Gwenpool.
Interesting choice. But yeah.
And this is my first introduction to Gwenpool. I've only ever known her as, a topic of conversation. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So together they form this West Coast Avengers because her, much like the team in the 80s, decided, hey, nobody is superheroing LA. We should do something about that. So with her other young Avenger, America Chavez, and everybody that Amanda mentioned, she forms this team, and their first mission is to defeat this semi-six-pack good-looking dude with long blonde hair and a big giant head that stands out. And it turns out his name is
B.R.O.D.O.K.
B.R.O.D.O.K.
So
I hope that's not a spoiler because that's so ridiculous and shouldn't be. So they fight him off. There's some nice little Easter eggs. There's a big giant fight. He's turning people into giants.
You mean women?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, he's turning not just people but women into big giant creatures. And there's some nice little Easter eggs, throwbacks to a lot of like West Coast Avengers. Amanda found some that...
Yes, I found a reference to the original Civil War storyline.
Not that that's a good reference.
Not a good reference, but since I read it, it was good for me.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, right? That's what 4 issues are. The team is trying to revert the women, including one ex-West Coast Avenger from the original team, back to their normal size and back to their normal lives, and defeating B.R.O.D.O.K, this reincarnation of M.O.D.O.K. Now, let's talk about the art first. So this is Stefano Caselli's artwork. Yes. He has done work on Avengers Initiative, Jonathan Hickman's, or Hickvengers rather, and he's done, odds and ends everywhere for the Marvel Universe and in the DC Universe.
Yeah.
So I found his style really nice in this. I think his art was really good. It was really poppy. Not detailed, not too cartoony, but fit the tone of the story.
We have read other stuff with teenagers in it, and I really felt the way he drew the teenagers, it made them feel like they were actual teenagers, which I appreciated that. It's what I expected to be a Marvel illustrations, I guess. I expected that artwork to come from Marvel.
Really? You got some high expectations of Marvel artists.
But what I've seen, I guess.
Caselli. No, but
I enjoyed it.
His art is great.
Yeah, which helped to make up for the plot, which I found to be kind of... There wasn't much of a plot there, I guess.
Well, let's talk about the plot. Yeah. Let's talk about the story and the dialogue, and then we can give our final score.
Okay.
I'm with you. I found the plot to be very fun, but also very forgettable. As in,
very forgettable.
How did this happen in 4 issues? This should have happened in, 23 pages. How did this happen in 4 issues?
I think it's all the asides.
And I'm a big fan of Kelly Thompson's run on both Hawkeye and on Gambit and Rogue, but I don't know. There was just something missing from this, or I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. X. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because it's a teen book and there's too many characters. Because I feel like...
Well, and that's the problem I felt with the characters. So, obviously, Johnny, or Fuse and America Chavez were the original people in this group, right? Her friends. Mm-hmm. However, I felt way more attention was paid to Quentin and Gwenpool, and there may be a lot of reasons for that. I felt Quentin those two characters came off, since I'd never seen them before, both America Chavez and Johnny came off very one note to me, especially America Chavez.
Yeah, all she did was really punch
stuff and open up portals.
And try to hit on Johnny's sister.
Yeah, that's pretty much
about it.
Yeah, and I appreciate the comedic tone, don't get me wrong. I've read a lot of more recent Marvel runs, and that comedic tone is what I've come to expect, I guess, from their stuff. Like Spider-Woman and Mockingbird, so I expected that kind of a little bit of a mix of that lighthearted jabbing and jibbing and stuff, but
jabbing and jibbing.
But yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more plot, I guess, but I know it's only 4 issues, so what can you do with that?
You can do a lot with 4 issues.
You can do a lot with
Chris Claremont did something called Days of Future Past in 2 issues. Anyway,
that's true.
That's just the way comic books are written these days.
Yeah.
As far as the dialogue, I found it very, it was fun. Like I said, most of the book was forgettable. I don't know. I'm not a Gwenpool fan, so I really didn't like the addition of her.
I understand the self-aware stuff, but
I've also haven't read a lot of her, so I'm not. I've just seen her used as a gimmick. And Quentin, when he's written properly, I think he's one of the greatest characters. He's an Omega level mutant. And I think he's a fun...
He can harness the Dark Phoenix power, right?
Well,
okay,
well maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
But anyway, he's just a straight up, know-it-all dickhead. And I love that about him.
I do love that.
There's characters that I enjoy like that. And, so, what would your final score? Would you want to read more of this? Or are you done with West Coast Avengers?
I mean, it didn't leave me wanting to know what happens next, I guess. So... I mean, I love Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and I think that's what, the latter half of it, I felt like we were missing a little bit more of her as they started focusing on the other ones in their battle, so we moved away from Kate's story a little bit, and that's where I really liked the story, was when it was focused on her, so, I don't know, maybe...
What would you give it?
I'd give it a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5, okay, fair enough. I think a 2 out of 5 is pretty good, that's what I would give it.
Okay.
I think it's a fun story, it's, damn it, we did it again! We give it the same score.
Okay, maybe we have similar tastes. I don't know.
That's impossible.
That's not
you like crappy movies. Anyway, I'm just kidding. She does not. She likes really good movies, like Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
I like crappy movies. So yeah, I think a 2. I think it was fun, but like I said, just a forgettable story. It had some good
qualities. I mean, it had a lot of representation, things like that. But at the end of the day, it was I mean, I wish there was more to that volume. Just those 4 issues, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have helped.
Sadly, the series has been canceled, and they've only done 10 issues.
Yeah, so we're not going to get much more of that.
I guess we weren't, sadly, we weren't the only ones that thought it was just okay. So, let us know in the comments if you have read them, and if you what you thought.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, Amanda.
Sign us off?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and ring that bell for notification of more great Near Mint Condition content. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at NearMintCon. Also, if you want to support us on Patreon, we do have Patreon now, so click that link in the description and you can follow us there. And remember, guys, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint.
Bye, everybody.